In anticipation of James Cameron's remaster and 4K release of 4 movies in March 2024, they will be True Lies, The Abyss, Aliens, and Titanic. They decided to have a special limited run engagement of The Abyss special edition in movie theaters. I was able to snag a viewing in an AVX theater with like a 7.1 surround sound and really big screen. And I gotta say, the movie still holds up after all these years. The Abyss came out in 1989. The original, I've seen it twice before, the original version, and then I've seen the special edition and I own it on DVD. So it's nice to revisit this film again. I think the last time I saw it was like, gotta be over 10 years ago for sure. This one was the special edition that came out with extra footage at the end with the aliens and things, adding some connective tissue, as they say. But the movie definitely holds up. Fastest 3 hours of my life. This movie is notorious for all of the grueling shooting styles and all those things that happen. Like Stanley Kubrick would also have a brutal shooting schedule. So did James Cameron. You know, he's known for being a Nazi on set, and it's funny how there are all these weird little stories, such as everyone got infections from peeing in the water because they couldn't have water breaks or pee breaks, and then Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Ed Harris, and James Cameron all almost drowned at one point. There's also the extras. Okay, so there's a scene in the movie where they have to salvage and see if there's any survivors in the submarine. And all of the dead bodies have their eyes open. They're all real actors holding their breath with their eyes open. James Cameron demanded it this way because having eyes closed would be unrealistic. And there's even one extra who has a crab in his mouth crawl out. These guys, these extras were hardcore because they'd have to hold their breath for long takes with their eyes open and with animals in their mouths. Like, that's crazy stuff, you know. Like, he also built this super giant tank or whatever, and I believe went over budget. So all of the underwater stuff is actually underwater. You know, you can see some of the visual effects maybe with the claw thing on the small subs, but the movie looks fantastic. Great story. I really like the dynamic. You know, I really liked how the character of Mrs. Brigman, you know, she basically, in the first line, someone calls her like an iron cast bitch or something, or like, they basically say she's a hard ass. And I liked how, you know, she wasn't just the typical woman. She's, you know, she designed the whole thing. She's smart, she's brave, she's like talented, but she's also like not likable. I really liked that. It made her feel really like a really great female character. James Cameron's known for doing really tough female characters, really well-rounded. You've also got Slick in the movie, but his other films have that too, with like Vasquez from Aliens and all sorts of strong, well-developed characters on both sides, men and women. Really like that. You know, you got your bureaucracy. And then, of course, the standout for me is Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn, you know, we know him from Aliens, but he does a really great villainous role. Not super villainous. It's not like he's like just like straight up evil. It's just he's got, you know, the pride and the ego, and it ends up, you know, he's a dangerous threat. I really liked him in the movie. Very memorable villain, smaller antagonist. And then, of course, you know, the ending's a little heavy-handed with the whole alien thing, but I liked it overall. It was a really absorbing epic. You know, the movie's 3 hours long. You might think that's a little excessive for just like a sci-fi action adventure story, but no, man, this movie's riveting from the beginning to the end. You know, it almost starts off as a simple sort of like natural disaster sort of like movie, and then it slowly turns into like an action story with the whole fighting over the nuke, and then it becomes like a sci-fi story. So the movie keeps shifting. It's like what its nature, and I really like that aspect. And the acting's amazing, of course, and the last few shots are very breathtaking, very classic sci-fi in the vein of any Spielberg film. So The Abyss Special Edition, I look forward to the 4K release. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it, and it's a MovieFiendz favorite.